Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of First Impression Sports Talk. I'm Jasmine Pollock, the host, and we have a great show for you guys, so let's get started.
Welcome to Jasmine Pollock's First Impression Sports Talk, the fastest growing sports talk show in the country. And now, here's your host, Jasmine Pollock.
Hello and welcome back to Jasmine's First Impression Sports Talk. And the special show we have for you guys tonight is with two amazing people. So let's bring in my guests, Richard Westerlund and Sean Westerlund. We have a great show for you guys we're going to talk about, and they have a matchup this Saturday between their two teams in basketball. And we're just going to pick their brain and have a short conversation with them about what we can expect for their game. So let's bring them in, Sean and Richard. How you guys doing?
Thanks for having us, Chad. It's truly an honor. I think this is the third time that we've been on your show, so this is lucky number 3.
Yes, I'm really excited. I mean, the first time we had conversations always been good. We always have great conversation, but let's kick it out. So just tell everyone a little bit about you guys. So we're going to start with you, Sean, just a little about your team, what you do currently, and just what to expect this Saturday.
For sure, yeah. So I'm the head men's basketball coach at Bryn Athyn College, just outside of Northeast Philadelphia. This is technically year 3 for me, but with COVID, our season, we didn't have an official season. We actually only had 16 practices. So last year was my first year really in competition. I'm also the sports information director at the college as well. So that's a nice little wrinkle for me in my secondary duty. But as far as this year is going, we're off to the best start in school history, 3-1. We're heading into our toughest stretch of the season over the next week or so. And so Saturday will be the second to last game of that tough stretch. But we're excited to be measured, especially by Richard's team. They're always so well coached, and they make plays. They're athletic. They present a lot of problems that we don't really see a lot in our league and in our non-conference. So it's going to be a really fun day in Philadelphia on Saturday.
For sure. So I'm really excited to hear that. And Richard, for you, let's tell the audience about yourself and what to expect from your team this Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm the athletic director and men's basketball coach at Great Lakes. This is my 5th year at GLCC, and we've had a really good run the last 4 years, and we're excited about the opportunity we have this weekend to go to Philly and play 2 tough teams. Right now we're ranked number 2 in the country for our level. We've had a little bit of a rough start though. We've had 5 losses by 1 or 2 possessions, so we've been right there, but we just got to get over the hump. And I like my group. I think we've got all the pieces to be something special, but we're just focusing on the process that we've got. As far as Saturday, Sean's team is very, very talented. They're going to have some things that we haven't seen all year. They play a lot of 2-3 zone. In fact, it's the only half court defense that they play is 2-3. We've seen just a little bit of zone this year. And so, and then coupled with how hard they pressure, it's going to be some challenges. And then offensively, they do some really cool things and really nice things that are going to put us in some tough positions to guard. So, we're hoping that, our what we do can wear them down. We're playing a little bit faster, we're pressing at a higher level this year. We've got some dudes that I think can present some challenges and mismatches, even if they are in the zone. And so I think it's going to be a fun one. Sean's team is much better this year than they were last year. Mm-hmm. And so I think that the game is going to be very, very competitive.
I agree. I'm really excited. I'm going to make sure to tune in. And that game is at 2 p.m. on Saturday. We're going to see these two brothers go head to head. And I wanted to ask you guys, is this like a rivalry? You guys are brothers. You guys both are coaching great basketball teams. Is this a rivalry? Richard, we want to start with you.
I wouldn't consider it a rivalry. I think it's competition. I think that, what I've learned in this business of coaching is it's all about relationships, and the opportunity to play friends is something that I truly value. The opportunity to play my brother and competing against his program is something that I will always hold special. And I've told Sean, no matter where I'm at, I want to play him every year. And I'd hope he want to do the same. And so I think it's really cool that we can make this matchup happen. And so I wouldn't say it's a rivalry, but it's something that we definitely enjoy. I definitely can say without a shadow of a doubt, because my team won last year, it's been a year of me talking trash to Sean. And I am sure he is ready for this matchup to try and see if he can get the bragging rights for the next year.
Now, Sean, what's your take on that? Do you see this as a rivalry?
No, I don't see it as a rivalry. I think for Rich and I, and he would say this too, neither of us would be in the position that we're in without each other. And so if anything, it's just honoring our journey by us competing against each other, because the only person that's ever brought that level of competition out of me is Rich. And I know I'm the same way with him. And so, of course, the competitor in me and in our guys in our program, we want to show a lot better than what we did last year. And it was a good game last year. We lost by 5. But I wouldn't say it's a rivalry. I know that Rich has enjoyed his year of being able to say that they beat us. But, for me, the way I looked at the game last year was, they're the number 1 team in the nation. And we made it a 2-possession game, and we showed a lot of really good things. And for a young team where we were at, and it just was a really good part of our process. So not a rivalry, but it's definitely something that we absolutely enjoy, and that we get to bring a lot of people along with us that have been a part of watching us grow in this business and in our journey, that don't necessarily always get that front row view or the spotlight, but we wouldn't be here without so many people, our family, our friends, our mentors. So I think that's really the way that we view it.
And that's a good way of viewing it, because, just you both are phenomenal coaches. You both, came a long way. You both helped each other in so many different ways. And for you guys to be at this point, to face each other, both your teams are preparing for this moment. Your families are preparing for this moment in order to compete at the highest level and just show what you guys can do. But what are some key matchups? And I'll start with you, Sean. What are some key matchups that we can expect from your team against Richard's team? What can we expect from the players?
Yeah, I think for us, we have the second leading scorer in all of Division III in Jamal Kennedy Jr. He's averaging 27 a game right now. And so our offense really flows through him. We have some other guys that will present some issues for Rich's group. We have our starting 5-man, Jaron McCann, is a really athletic 5-man that shoots it really well. We have a redshirt freshman transfer that's averaging 17 a game, 6'6" guard that's super athletic, and Will Little. And so I think for us, offensively, we're going to look to spread them out and make them guard multiple actions out of our spread ball screen, and we want to flow and see how they guard it. I think, with them icing ball screens, that's going to present something unique for us that we don't see a ton in our league. I think defensively, we're just going to run our run and jump the entire game and play 2-3. And, pressing teams don't like to be pressed. So we both press a ton. Clearly my shirt says we press, so that's our identity. But, I think it will be very interesting to see the nuances of our game plans and how we tweak it, because there's a very strong familiarity between both of our programs. Right.
And I'm really excited for that. And being that you guys know your athletes and you know what we can expect, and just your approach to the game is very important. That's with any game, not just this game, but just making sure what talents we have, what strengths we have in order to compete and exploit some of those matchups. For you, Richard, from your team, what can we expect from what matchups should the audience want to see? What should we want to see from the players?
Well, I mean, not excluding the players, I'm just hoping we get a couple of the game balls to warm up with this year. Last year we did not get the correct ball to warm up with, and we still found a way. Hungry dogs find a way maybe we can get some heat in our locker room this year too. It was a little cold when we came last year. I'm hoping Sean might have turned on the
really know how to
heat for
spin a yarn.
and so I think the first matchup is the gamesmanship from Sean. What are we going to get from Sean this year? I don't know. I didn't even try and set up a shoot around at his gym because he's probably going to make me go at 6 a.m. So, we're coming off the back-to-back. We play a really good Karen team the night before. And then we're going to have to play Sean's team. And so, I think one is going to be, how our guys respond off the back-to-back, playing a game the night before against a very physical team. That's going to be something. But as far as just like, what we're going to do, we're going to press. We're going to run a run and jump. We're going to run our diamond press. Our diamond is very good. Our team goes as Kylan Chip goes. He was the student athlete of the week this last year. He's averaging right around 22 a game, around 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals. And so as Kylan plays well, we play well. We played a Division II school that won 19 games last year, this last week, and we ended up losing by 5. We had to lead the majority of the game, but Kylan Ship goes for 31 and did it efficiently, and we had a chance to win the game. Another guy that is, I think, an X factor for us is Trey Ruggles, 6'6" wing that, is finally healthy, finally finding his footing. He had an ankle injury early, and so now he's finally back healthy, and he's just really, really special for us. And so, but I think the big factor for us that we're talking to our guys about this week is ball security, getting those inside touches in the zone. And then Sean's team is not a very good rebounding team. We are one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. And so we're hoping to exploit that a little bit. And then the other thing that we do that I think is a little different is just how fast we play. I think our pace of play will be faster than anything that his team has seen. We have bigger, stronger athletes in the teams that he's seen outside of his exhibitions he had early in the year. And so those are some of the things that we're hoping to utilize against him. We're not going to play zone. It's not what we do. We're going to play man-to-man, and we're going to try and guard. Now, I don't know how good we will be at guarding, but that's going to be our goal. There's been times where we have not been good at guarding, and we've just been trying to score. But we are averaging, in the month of November, we're averaging, I think, 94 points a game. And so we've had some success scoring the basketball. Obviously, we got to guard a little bit better if we're losing games scoring 94.
The game's going to be in the upper 90s, Jasmine.
Okay.
I expect this game to be probably 95 possessions a piece, and I think
so we can expect a good one.
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes triple digits with the pace that we both play at.
Right. So I'm expecting in a high-scoring game, and I expect some physicality as well, because it sounds like you both already have the game plan. You guys already know each other's game and really studied the teams that you guys are going to play. So we expect a good game. So I'm really excited for you guys too. But for the family aspect, families, parents, how is their approach to this game? Do they look at it, this is just another game, or it's like I have to maybe pick, who I want the most, who I love the most? How is that aspect? How are your families taking this?
Well, I think the nieces and nephews love Uncle Rich, and so they're cheering for Uncle Rich. But the siblings, aunts, uncles, mom, they don't pick teams. They're going to cheer for both teams. I think in some ways they don't like it because they hate seeing us go against each other. They'd rather see us play, go work together rather than against each other. But they're going to be super excited to see us and watch us do something that we're so passionate about and supporting both teams.
Yeah, I think my household is obviously biased to Bryn Athyn, and our mom, she doesn't like it. She doesn't prefer seeing us go against each other. She much prefers us coaching with each other, and I mean that hasn't happened since I think 2012, 2013 was the last year that we shared a sideline, and but it's a cool way to bring a lot of people together. I think last year this was our highest attended game at Bryn Athyn, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that you had so many friends, family, loved ones that decided to make the trip to Philadelphia to watch Rich and I, fulfill a childhood dream.
Yeah, and that's really exciting just to bring both of you are bringing, everyone together, and it's exciting, and different things like that, and showing people that you guys prepared for this moment, and you had both of your fan bases, both of the colleges behind you, and then you can bring them together and have a very competitive basketball game. Two more questions before we get out of here. So what advice can you give to students or up and coming coaches about preparing for a big game like this? What's some advice you can give? Sean, we'll start with you.
Yeah, for sure. I trust your preparation. I mean, I go with the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid, right? Like, just keep it as simple as possible. Don't overthink it, because ultimately what has got you here to begin with works. And so you don't have to overthink just because of, oh, this is a bigger moment. It's not a bigger moment. It's a moment that you prepare for your entire life. And so for me, as I go into these type of matchups, and I treat it, whether like we play Washington College tomorrow, we play Penn State Abington on Thursday, we play Great Lakes on Saturday. My preparation as a head coach and for our coaching staff doesn't change for either matchup, no matter who I know coaching on the sideline. And so I think that would be my advice for young coaches, like, trust your process, right? And like, if you don't like your process, then okay, like then you start tweaking that. But the game on Saturday is going to be decided in the practices leading up. And so for us, that practice is Friday. For Rich, that practice is going to be Thursday. And so from there, it's like, all right, well, then the ball rolls out and we just trust the game plan. And then as we make adjustments, we make adjustments. Yeah,
absolutely. Richard, what about you? What advice could you give to up and coming coaches and, just preparing for the game and preparing your team for a game like this?
We're going to be who we are. I'm not too concerned about what Sean's got or what he does. We're going to do what we do. We're going to do it better than anybody else in the country. We can't be somebody we're not. For us, we play at Division II on Wednesday. We leave at 10 a.m. in the morning on Thursday. We'll have a shoot around at 12 o'clock on Friday, play Saturday. So in reality, tomorrow is our last practice before we play Bryn Athyn. We're not going to have time to really work on zone stuff or anything like that. But, as much as Sean's really good at what they do and Bryn Athyn's really good at what they do, GLCC is really good at what we do. And to me, it's about the Jimmies and the Joes, not the X's and O's. When you got better players, it gives you a chance to win. Now, I don't know who's got better players. I believe I do. But I'm going to be biased towards my guys. And I know Sean thinks he's got better players. And that's what he's supposed to do as a coach. But for me, I think is, what your identity as a coach and what your program's identity is. When you can focus on what you do and do it at a high level, it really doesn't matter what anybody else does, because the reality is everybody who plays us in the country knows what they're going to get when they play Great Lakes. Sean knows it. Davenport will know who we play. Karen will know what we do. And we're not going to change what we do just because it's another team on our schedule. We're going to press. We're going to shoot threes. We're going to run. We're going to trap ball screens. We're going to drop covered ball screens depending on what the guy does. And that's what we do, And so as a coach, I think it's stay true to who you are. Don't be afraid to stay true to that, because the reality is if you can take care of yourself, you'll win a lot of games.
Absolutely. And that's great advice from both of you. And don't forget, everyone, that game is this Saturday, December 10th at 2 p.m. So it's going to be really exciting to see these two teams face off against each other. Two very resilient teams, two teams who are not afraid to lose and not afraid for the big moment. But the final question before we get out of here is there like a bet that you guys have? I know you guys have a bet somewhere. Like, if I win, you owe me this dinner or something like that. Sean, we'll start with you. Is there this bet if I win, you have to do this? How does that work?
I'm going to give you a very boring answer. I don't like gambling. I'm not a gambling man. So I don't have a bet. I know that I think Rich might deny this, but I know Rich is going to get a lot more enjoyment if they win than I ever would. And I know that just based off of how he is peacocked around this last year off of the result. But hopefully for us, like the reward for me would, if we were to able to be fortunate to get a win, is being able to give Rich a little smirk and tell him I love him.
Richard, what about you?
I am a gambling fan, and I would put a bet on it, but Sean does not like to do so. But I think basically whoever wins this game is going to have bragging rights for a year. Sean can say he's not going to peacock, okay? He is going to peacock if he wins. Now, I don't believe he's going to. I think we're going to win. I think my guys know what we got to do to get it done. But, Sean will have no problem letting me know about his team and them winning, if they win. And, I have no problem letting him know about my team and us winning. Sean said his team, is really good. I think they are, but I think my team is better this year than they were last year. Sean may not agree with that, okay, but I think we've got some results that show we actually are a better team this year than we were last year. And so now it's time to just go out there and prove that.
Absolutely. And, this is going to be exciting. So just the final question, where can people air this game? Because I want to watch this game from top to bottom. I want to see how this looks. So where can people watch this game, and where can we see it?
Yeah, so if you go to BrynAthynAthletics.com,
Okay.
BrynAthyn athletics.com, you go to Fan Zone. We have a live hub right underneath our Fan Zone tab where you can get live video and live stats. We do have a live scoreboard on the stream, but sometimes you want to see what players are doing well, what other in-game stats are there. We will have a live stats link going for that game. So BrynAthynAthletics.com, go to Fan Zone, and you'll find the live hub right there.
Okay, sounds good. So you guys heard it here first. These two brothers are facing off Saturday against each other. Bryn Athyn College versus Great Lakes College. We're really excited for this. So, guys, thank you so much. I'm really excited for this game. We're going to definitely tune in and make sure to support both of you and just see how you preparing your team. So thank you, Richard. Thank you, Sean. That wraps up this special edition of Jasmine's First Impression Sports Talk. I will see you next Monday for more. Have a good night.
Appreciate you, Jasmine. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jasmine.